Good morning. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah. I said if this don't wake you up, then nothing will. If this don't wake you up, it must be killed. Good morning. Yeah. Super. Apologies for my arteries, cause this blood that's in my pen can't put us all at ease. Causing destruction, trying to walk up in my soccer knees. They teddy bear in arms, be alarmed. It ain't hard to squeeze, hard to grieve. When I'm cocked and I'm loaded, I got a tear in the chamber, and yeah, that bitch is exploded. To say I miss you is insufficient, like overdraft charges after automatic payment came and stole all that I'm holding. I tried to tell them true, I got more fans than the average man, but none of the flew to last me. To the end of the week, I live by the beat, this shit like track meet. I'm running a race with weight of tragedy, lift shit like bad leads. I must need better shoes, like a dude on concrete with bad knees.
KBLA Talk 1580, a fitting walk-on music for the judge. She is the director of the Justice Care and Opportunities Department of LA County. She is a longtime advocate for the underserved and a justice system innovator. She's a retired Superior Court judge. She was the first leader of Alternatives to Incarceration, the office, and she's joining us today. Judge Songhai Armstead, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me, Dominique.
I say that's fitting walk-on music because you have worked a lot with the Ferris family, with Davion, with Sir, and with D Smoke, who we just heard.
Well, I know them very well, and then Davion has actually performed for one of our summits before. But yes, I love the Ferris family. I love the Inglewood representation. They're amazing.
Yeah, they are amazing. Yeah. We're loving on Inglewood right now.
Yeah, we are.
But you got a lot going on. But let's start with the basic because, and we're not going to go all into it like we have other times, but I want to at least do the basic because I'm amazed that a lot of people still have no idea that there is a Justice Care and Opportunities Department or what it even is.
Well, that makes me really sad because we've been around over 3 years now, and we do amazing work for all of LA County, from Lancaster to Long Beach, from, Wrightwood to, say, Catalina. So we are in the community all over the place. We do two major things. We do prevention, diversion, and reentry services for the 18 and over population, and we provide resources for community-based nonprofits, from grants to an incubation academy. Our goal is to make communities safe, and we are building and we are moving in that direction.
Okay, well, I don't want to make you sad. I mean, there's a lot of people that still don't know the difference between city, county, and state government, and that's been around a lot longer than 3 years.
Very true.
You really can't take that personally.
Very true.
I just always love to move that way in these opportunities and make sure people understand what we're talking about. Because justice, care, and opportunities, maybe they don't know what all those terms mean, but what it is us taking our taxpayer dollars, and probably some grant money too.
Grant money, some state money, yes, all of it.
And putting it to work to help rehabilitate, to help create opportunity, to help heal, and give chances to folks. And that actually saves us money, I believe, in the long term, because you give someone a chance to get back on their feet, then they don't go back in jail. They don't go back into crime. They become, stakeholders. They become contributors to LA County, and that's what we wanted. That's what we, the voters, wanted.
Very, very true. You can educate a person much cheaper than you can incarcerate a person all day long.
Yeah. So JCOD, as it's affectionately known, or LAC JCOD, if you're looking on social media, has all these different components. Yes. It has lots of different aspects within the one thing. You said academies. You're talking about
the Incubation Academy, which is for our community-based nonprofits to understand how to run the business. And so we have a program where they can, for 12 weeks, learn everything from board governance to HR to how do you do a grant, how do you do a grant application, how do you do accounting, and learning the business of the business. Because a lot of people start nonprofits because they're passionate about it, because they want to do the work, but they don't understand the business side of it. Nonprofits are a business.
Yeah, and so getting the nonprofits on point with their paperwork, really.
Yes.
And kind of the whole concept, because it's harder to run a nonprofit than it looks. Okay, so that, and then you have a different kind of academy, which are these training academies.
Yes. And so then we also have training academies for formerly people who are aged out foster youth, who are returning veterans, and those who have been formerly incarcerated or touched by the justice system in some way. And we have several different types of training programs. And our goal, and what's neat about our training programs, is that you get paid while you're being trained. And many of them are pre-apprenticeship programs. So they're pathways into say the trades of some sort, right? Which is really where all the money is right now. And then it helps you to get a good, as they say, union job, right? And other jobs like that.
Yeah, where the money is, because we're building things.
All day long.
Yeah.
Or fixing them.
Them. So helping the nonprofits to thrive and also helping to fund them.
Yes.
Helping persons who are touched by the justice system, whether they're coming out of foster care or whether they're veterans or whether they're formerly incarcerated, to take their life experience and turn it into a career.
Absolutely.
And there's much more too. I mean,
there's much more. Even for the Incubation Academy for the nonprofits, once you're done, then you get coaching from someone who's further along, who's run an organization. You can apply to get a capacity building grant. And then when we talk about grants, let's not forget, that the voters voted for Measure J, which is now CFCI, and all the money that goes back into community through that. So that's also housed within JCOD. And then on the other side, where we provide services, there's case management, there's workforce development, which we talked a little bit about. There's housing services. There's so much available to help people get their lives on track.
Right. And no offense, but people that work for the county tend to say a lot of acronyms and letters.
Yes.
So CFCI is what?
Care First Community Investment, which is the new name for Measure J.
And so it's what we, the voters, asked for, which is to put the money into care, prevention, housing, education, rather than just carceral systems, rather than just jail, prison.
Correct.
And there's more. We can go on and on. We won't. Well, maybe we will. We've got the hour. But this is Second Chance Month. I mean, it sounds like it's really Second Chance Department. But what is Second Chance Month?
So Second Chance Month is pretty exciting. So we did not create it, but the county has recognized Second Chance Month for the last 3 years. And it's really a focus on understanding that people are coming home. I think we're forgetting that there are about 600,000 people coming out of state and federal prisons annually.
How many?
600,000.
What?
And there's millions that cycle through our jails.
600,000.
And there are millions that cycle through our jails, right? And so the majority of people who are incarcerated at some point, they do come home. And because they are coming home, what happens next, right? So if a person comes home and they don't see that they have a possibility of hope, there's no way to provide for their families or themselves. There's no way to turn their lives around. What do we expect in our communities, right? And so Second Chance Month is really understanding that we all make mistakes and that we deserve a second chance to get on our feet and the supports that we need. And even in some cases, it's probably healing and forgiveness.
Wow. Second Chance Month, you said you didn't invent it, but the county has embraced it, and obviously JCOD, Justice, Care, and Opportunities Department, is taking the ball and running with it here, because you got a lot of stuff going on for Second Chance Month, including something today.
Yes, so today we will be at Cal State LA. And we will be there most of the day. So the first half of the day is resources, right? So from 3 to 6, there's a resource fair. And that's everything from connecting with housing, that's connecting with expungements, which is always a fan favorite.
Yeah, there's always a line for that.
Yes, expungements, workforce development programs, education programs, family unification programs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so there'll be a resource fair from 3 to 6. And then at 7 o'clock, this evening, there will be a panel really talking about legislation. I need some tips from you because I'm supposed to be emceeing that. But on that, we'll have Senator Durazo. We'll have Assembly member.
You do not need to. Senator Durazo.
I'm Assembly member Sade Alare.
Okay.
And then we'll have Scott Budnick will be on it.
Okay.
And then also Doug Bond, who's the CEO of Amity. And so Scott Budnick is a film producer.
Right. Maria Elena Durazo, of course, the former head of the LA Fed. She's a Latina lawmaker. And then you have Sade Alhawari from the California Congressional Black Caucus joining. So those panel discussions, anyone can come, and it's just really an opportunity to hear about
Yes, it's really, they'll be talking about why the work is important, where they see us going, what legislative things they believe are on. At least that's, I believe, what they'll be talking about or coming down the pipeline. What will be, and that will be in the Luckman Center at Cal State LA today. And then after that, and you know this, but the public doesn't know this, that I love seeing what people are doing that are formerly incarcerated. And so one of the ways that I do is I support something called the San Quentin Film Festival. And so they will be a part of the programming at 8, from 8 to 10 or so, and they'll be showing one of their films there, which is a really, really phenomenal story. If you remember, about a year and a half ago, maybe it was 2 years ago, San Quentin did something really unusual. They did a father-daughter dance, and the men were able to spend time with their daughters, and they talked about it talks about the whole programming that they did leading up to it, the healing that they did, the work that they did for both on those sides, their sides, and the family, that their family members, and then they had this wonderful event. And so it's the film that the folks that were formerly incarcerated did that will be showing this evening.
So this is quite a multi-part event.
Yes.
Starts with a resource fair, but resource fair sounds small compared to what you do, because I've been at them. And so if you're having trouble connecting with any kind of help in the county around reentry services or anyone justice impacted, folks services, you should go.
100%.
I feel like you fast track a lot of stuff at these so-called fairs where there's a table and you can just go up and get your expungement started, or there's somebody there from
enroll
this
you right
office.
then,
Yeah,
and you can
yeah.
start the process. I've always been a person who does not like when people hand you a piece of paper.
Right.
That's never been my favorite thing. Because what do you do with it later? And there are a lot of reasons why I don't like it. And so I love the direct engagement. And also one of our partners is the Prison Graduation Initiative, which is at Cal State LA, where they're actually going into prisons and they're helping people that are formerly incarcerated get their bachelor's degrees, get their master's degrees. So that program will also be there, and they're a great partner as well.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times, what I've seen at the JCOD events is you kind of skip through a lot of the bureaucracy and you can get right to the point of whatever it is you're trying to get done before you get frustrated. This is just one event out of 1, 2, 3, 4, a lot.
Yes.
So we'll invite you to more stuff when we come forward. Judge Songhai Armstead, she's the director of the LA County Justice Care and Opportunities Department under the guidance of the LA County Board of Supervisors. And we're talking about Second Chance Month. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, host of The Voice of Reason, weeknights at 7 p.m. here on KBLA Talk 1580, with a personal invitation for you to join me and Insight.me as we present The Healing Box, live at Inglewood's world-famous Miracle Theater, Saturday evening, May 23rd at 7 p.m. Look, I understand your attachment style has been running your life like a rogue algorithm, and nobody has had the courage to press pause. Until now, Dr. Pakoya McCall and yours truly are curating a night where clinicians, spiritualists, and an all-star panel of Black woman healers like Dr. Shalonda Sunshine Crawford, Dr. Jashana Johnson, and spiritualist Precious McGill will join some amazing spoken word artists and the legendary comedian Louis Dix to diagnose, disrupt, and heal your relational wreckage in real time. Listen, bring your trauma. As a matter of fact, bring your baby mama. No, bring your testimony. And if you're still texting your ex at 2 a.m., baby, you're not just invited, you're the target demo. Tickets are moving fast, so grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before your dating history gets flagged as a pre-existing condition. That's themiracleinglewood.com. We'll see you there Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
The joint will be jumping. Ebony Repertory Theater, in association with Fig Street Films, brings you one of the most beloved musicals of all time. Tony Award winner, Ain't Misbehavin'. The soulful, swinging celebration of the music of Fats Waller. From the rollicking to the romantic, this show is pure magic, full of the songs that defined an era and the voices that'll make you forget everything else for a night. Foot stomping, heart stirring, unforgettable. Don't miss Ain't Misbehavin' at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center, starring Lettucey, directed by Ren T. Brown. This is the night out you've been waiting for. Tickets are going fast, so don't wait. Grab yours now at ebonyrep.org or call the box office today at 323-964-9766. Ebony Repertory Theater, bringing the culture, keeping the legacy alive.
Ain't Misbehavin' runs May 21st through June 8th at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets now.
Here comes the brand new flavor in your head.
Race, social justice, sports, politics, art, music, culture. We do it all on the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show. If you're not tuning in, then you are definitely missing out. It's the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show, weekdays from 2 to 4 only on unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580.
Like a brand new flavor in your head. Yeah.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
And you're not just waking up with me, we're waking up with the Justice, Care, and Opportunities Department of LA County. And we're talking about second chances, which is really the whole concept of JCOD, and sometimes third chances or fourth chances. 12th. Yeah, I mean, as a judge, you must have seen that, right?
People cycling through the system over and over and over again. And sometimes it was really due to system failings, unfortunately, and it was actually why I left the bench to do the work that I'm doing.
Yeah, that's not a nickname, Judge Songhai Armstead. She's a retired Superior Court judge. And when you say that, you saw people in a revolving door that kept coming back, and you felt like they needed something more? Like how do you process that?
Yeah, it was really difficult. There's some people that stick out to me. I remember a young man who had been a foster youth, and he came out to his foster family that he was gay. He was asked to leave his housing. He unfortunately was taken advantage of in the West Hollywood community and stayed there for a while and became addicted to some drugs. They put him out eventually, and he broke back in to get his cell phone, and then he got a felony charge. And I remember by the time I got a hold of him, or he got into my court, he basically had this long tail of prison time that was hanging over his head. And he was pleading because he thought it would help him to get out. But then, the tail's getting longer and longer, more serious. And I just watched over years. He would get misdemeanors. He would pick up new felonies. But he was often the victim, So it was like, sex charges, or it was drug charges, or something like that. I remember one time he came into my court after being released from a 5150 hold, which, is like a mental health hold. And he literally came in with socks and a gown open in the back. And, and he was kind of spiraling out of control. And I don't know how long he had been released. And I just watched this young man be victimized, and really because of failings of the system. And I saw much of that, which made me really, really sad.
And so you thought, I can do something different?
Hopefully, and that was definitely the goal. The hardest part, I would say, for him was me finding a place with enough structure that was safe, where he wasn't going to be victimized. I remember walking him from CCB, or the court down on Temple Street, the large criminal court building downtown, and walking him to Skid Row to a facility that I was familiar with. But people can walk in and out to get him a bed, so because he was unhoused, and he walked away, and then he was picked up on another case, and so he really needed a lot of structure. The saddest part of that whole story to me is that the first time he came into my court, I said, "What do you want to do?" Because I said, "What you're doing isn't working." He says, "I want to be a chef." And I was like, that sounds reasonable to me. We didn't find any programs. I said, if you become a chef or you do a culinary program, we can probably figure out some of these lower level cases. We couldn't find any programs to put him in. I now know, and we now have programs to put them in. You know what I mean? And so we have culinary programs, we have construction programs, and it would have been really special to have allowed that young man to be able to be in a structured housing setting and do a culinary program as opposed to being on the street, selling himself and using drugs, right? But we couldn't figure out how to do that, which was awful.
So if you were a judge today, if you were an active judge today, because once a judge, always a judge.
Yes. I would have called JCOD and I would have said, put him in case management, put him in a structured housing setting, and depending on his charges, maybe he'd be on electronic monitor, maybe he wouldn't. So we'd have some sort of a way to make sure that he was staying where he needed to stay, and put him in a culinary program. It's free and he gets paid, and, and put him in drug treatment, and there were a couple of people, as you know, we had one of the young ladies who I was able to put her in a program that was on your show maybe a year or so ago, who's now a public defender, but I was able to do something like that with her. But it was far and few between, and I would like it to be the norm.
Right. We're talking about the young lady who came on with you, who was in a lot of trouble and then ended up going to law school.
Yes.
She's now a lawyer.
She's now a public defender.
And she credits you for, seeing her.
Yeah.
For really seeing all of her and not just seeing a criminal and helping her to get out of that cycle.
Yes. And she was another person who had several cases and had mandatory jail time over her head. And we were able to put her in a program with electronic monitoring and housing and treatment. And she was able to finish high school, go to junior college, go to law school, pass the bar the first time. And she's now a practicing attorney. I mean, so we know it's possible. And a perfect example of second chances.
Pass the bar the first time is amazing. And so, I mean, obviously you can see that because you also were in foster care. You also needed a second chance.
Yes.
I don't know if you needed a third one, but you definitely needed a second one.
Probably needed 30, but yeah, I am. And I was the teen runaway, and I was, out in the world, basically not living the traditional teenage or young adult life, and was very blessed because a lot of people, I had really great people who took me in. Not that I was always in the safest environments. I was not. But folks took me in. I'm incredibly determined and resourceful.
Got yourself into UCLA somehow and made it happen.
Yeah,
I mean, and
for
then,
law school. Yep.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, when we talk about, lived experience and having people, whether it be on the bench or in a nonprofit or even, in courtrooms, whatever, as lawyers that have different kinds of lived experiences, these are the ways it makes a difference.
It's
right?
so important because if you're looking at everyone as the same, I mean, no one is the same, right? Everyone has their own story. Everyone has their own journey. And I think it's so important that we give folks grace and that we understand that everyone's human and that no one wants to be caught on their worst day. And when someone is caught on their worst day, maybe they need a little bit of grace.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to be frozen on our worst day for all time.
No.
And memorialized in that way.
Never.
So that's just kind of putting some background on Second Chance Month. This is not just a flyer or a portfolio or a department on paper. I think for you, this is really personal.
It's definitely personal. It's definitely purpose. I think purpose is what guides most of us. And it's,
hopefully.
Yeah.
So today, all these things are happening at Cal State, LA. 3 to 6 is this fair. If you're trying to get some paperwork done, trying to get your record expunged, whatever, that's perfect. Go to 5151 State Drive. Then there's a panel discussion at 7. Then there's a movie screening in the San Quentin Film Festival, folks.
Yes.
Which is really interesting. That's happening this evening. Okay, the next thing I see happening is the Second Chance pop-ups. It's every Monday. And so there's one on the 13th, 10 to 2. What is a pop-up? And
so
this is in Lancaster.
Yeah, so that people forget Lancaster is also a part of LA
LA
County.
County is huge.
It's very
You can
huge.
drive for a long time before you
go
get
to the moon and back in LA County. Yes, absolutely.
And they literally are doing that. Oh no, that's San Diego County.
But so what we're doing we have a facility, we have an office in Lancaster, which is called our Doors office. It's like a reentry office. You can get services for veterans, all the things that I mentioned, all the services that we provide. It's a one-stop shop, and we're doing a pop-up there every Monday where we'll have more resources there. We'll be really focused on giving people special services. We'll have additional nonprofits that aren't normally housed at the facility Monday through Friday. They will be there on these Mondays. And it's super exciting. So if you need any resources, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., go any Monday to our Doors location in Antelope Valley, and that's 1753 Avenue J in Lancaster, Unit B. You'll see the signage.
Yeah, LA is a vast county.
It is.
And so it must be really challenging to serve everybody.
It is challenging. And, Antelope Valley was actually a priority of mine to serve it because 30% of those in LA County released, actually go to that area. And it was a service desert. There's very few services there. And so we've been trying to pump more and more services into that area. It was an under-resourced area.
Yeah, I noticed that just from reporting.
Yes.
Right. That there are cases there, whether it's a hate crime or whatever it might be, and the number of resources they have out there compared to what we would have in the city proper, it's tiny.
It's really tiny, but I'm glad to report that we have been building resources out there through our incubation academy, through grant funding, through opening the door site. Even right now, if you get arrested by the sheriffs in Lancaster or you go to court there, we have resources at both locations where we actually have staff who are there to serve you and assist you.
That's every Monday. We'll continue the conversation with Judge Songhai Armstead and LA County JCOD when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Former talk show host Montel Williams is launching his National School Safety Tour in Denver, Colorado.
It takes a whole village to raise a child. Well, it takes an entire community to keep a child safe.
He's hosting a free community forum for his The Only Way Out Is Through project focused on preventing school shootings. A black woman in Jonesboro, Arkansas is facing felony charges after prosecutors say she spent money mistakenly overpaid to her through payroll. Authorities say 50-year-old Renee Nicole Coleman kept nearly $20,000 from a payroll error that paid her $1,650 per hour for a 12-hour shift last May instead of her actual rate of $1,650. She now faces theft charges. And Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty has been denied bond in a federal case accusing him of kidnapping and robbing Gucci Mane in Dallas, Texas. A judge ruled he'll remain in custody as the case moves forward. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Did you know April is National Car Care Month? Head to your local Big O Tires for great deals like this. Now, get a synthetic oil change starting at only $39.99, including tire rotation. Plus, get a free multi-point vehicle inspection, too. Find your nearest Big O at BigOTires.com.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
For the third straight year, the Oklahoma City Thunder will be the #1 overall seed in the NBA playoffs. They will have home court advantage in every series, including the finals. OKC clinched the top seed after beating the Clippers Wednesday night 128-110 at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. The playoff teams in the Western Conference have been confirmed: the Lakers, OKC, San Antonio, Denver, Houston, and Minnesota. The Clippers will be in the play-in round with Phoenix, Golden State, and Portland. The UCLA women's basketball team was honored last night at the Clippers game. After winning the national championship, the team was honored at the Lakers-OKC game Tuesday night and made an appearance on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. The Dodgers are planning to honor the team next week during one of their 3 games against the New York Yankees. The Yankees will be in town on Monday. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Paid for by government. The 1986 to 2021 United States Silver Eagle, the first ever U.S. silver dollar minted in 99.9% pure silver and is the best-selling coin in the world. These original and historic silver dollars have ceased production forever. They will never be minted again. For a limited time only, full-pound bags of original U.S. government-struck silver dollars are being released to the public. You can own a full pound of original U.S. silver dollar coins featuring Lady Liberty and the heraldic eagle, never to be struck again. Guarantee. Call now to secure original United States Silver Eagles by the pound. The first U.S. silver dollars ever to be struck in 99.9% pure silver. Plus, receive a free bonus, an American Collector's Pack valued at over $40 and free shipping with every order. Call 1-800-560-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of United States Silver Eagle coins before they are gone. That's 1-800-560-6468.
Stand up!
When the story gets twisted, who's going to tell the truth? When they cut the microphones, who's still talking? When history gets rewritten, who remembers what really happened? We do. KBLA Talk 1580. Black media isn't just important right now, it's essential. Because when mainstream outlets move on, we stay. When the headlines ignore our communities, we don't. When decisions are being made that affect black lives in our schools, our neighborhoods, our economy, KBLA is in the room. This is more than radio. This is a lifeline, a record, a rallying cry. Black stories, black voices, black power.
The heat is on.
On the air and in the culture. KBLA Talk 1580. Stay connected. Stay informed. Stay loud.
Stand up.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is connecting you with services and solutions. Domestic violence and family violence is when someone in an intimate or family relationship tries to gain or maintain power and control over another through a wide range of abusive behaviors. Every single act may amount to abuse. Abuse can take on various forms: psychological and emotional, physical and economic, and sexual abuse. The Genesee Center Incorporated is a nationally recognized nonprofit domestic violence prevention and intervention organization, housing women and children from 30 days up to 2 years through emergency and transitional shelters. The Genesee Center also provides support services like mental health counseling, life skills classes, computer training, job referrals, after-school programs for children, field trips, tutoring, and comprehensive direct legal services. If you need help or you'd like to donate or volunteer, call the Genesee Hotline, 1-800-479-7328. That's 1-800-479-7328, or visit genesee.org. Everyone has the right to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
We are talking second chances. We all need them. Sometimes we need 3, 4, 5. I think when people see fully formed, successful people like yourself, we think she was born that way. I know folks think, when I talk to kids, I go to school. Sometimes I've been in juvenile halls and stuff. They always think that. No. I needed about 72 chances. And luckily, for whatever reason, I was able to get them.
Right.
And so it's beautiful, the work that you're doing. One of the things, even though we ran a PSA for about a year and a half, that I think is underreported is the hotline that you guys have. Because when people come out of the system, when they come out of prison, a lot of times that's the crisis point, right?
It is. And actually, I love our hotline. I think it's amazing and does amazing work. And it was actually the idea of some incarcerated persons I talked about. It's like, what is the thing that you need? And that was the number one thing I got from all of them, is that I need a place to call and a place to go when I get out. And so we have that. And I think everyone should know that if they call 1-833-522-5263, or because we're all into branding, 1-833-LAC. JCOD for LA County JCOD. We will answer your call between 6 a.m. and 11 p.m. 7 days a week. And if you call us, we will give you transportation anywhere in Los Angeles County. We already said that's from Long Beach to Lancaster.
That's a long ride, bigger than some states.
Right. We will pick you up anywhere in Los Angeles County. We'll take you to housing. If you need a ride to court, if you need a ride to probation, if you need a ride to parole, if you have a condition of electronic monitoring, we will take you to and from any of those appointments or any of those places that you need to go. And then we'll also link you to case management. We'll link you to workforce development. We'll link you to housing, a one-stop shop. And just love the work that we're doing. Speaking of rides, because everybody needs one, we gave over 70,000 rides last year.
Wow, that's a lot of rides. I mean, it sounds like almost like too good to be true, and I think that's why some people don't take advantage of it. Like, so if I get out of prison and I just call 833-522-5263, someone gonna pick me up?
Someone will call them, let them know I just got released from, Lancaster prison.
For example.
For example, and I don't have anywhere to go. They will call, they will keep you on the phone, they will make arrangements for you to have emergency housing, and they will send a car to come and get you.
Wow. Yeah. So tell somebody, like, especially most of us know somebody who's either about to get out or they just got out and they don't have a plan. It's hard to have a plan.
It is very hard to have a plan.
And this is something that's unique to LA County, right?
We're the only people that do it as far as I know. And I, as you know, I travel a lot and I talk to people in other countries and I talk to people and I go see other programs and other jails. And we're the only person that I know of that has this type of a call center that will respond immediately, where it's not AI, it's not something digital. You speak to a live person. And the other thing that's really cool about it, if you speak English, we'll help you. If you speak Spanish, we'll help you. If you speak, I don't know, some other language, then we use relay and translation. And so we can help you in any of the major languages within LA County, which is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. The other thing I love about it, and I just have to say this because I think it's really cool, is that a lot of the folks that would answer the phone if you call that number have been system impacted themselves.
Absolutely. Yep.
So the likelihood of getting judged if you call there is very low.
You won't be judged. They may need a little bit of smoothing out, but you won't be judged. You will not be judged.
I mean, that's good because, I just think back to being a little girl, going to the welfare office and with my mama.
Yeah.
And they would be so mean to you and they would act all snobby and sort of like bureaucratic and stuff and make you feel like you were scum of the earth just because you needed something to eat. You know what I mean?
So my hope is we don't do that. As far as I know, we've never done that, and my hope is that we never do. Because once again, I said that everyone has value, everyone has something to add, and we're all human. So,
yeah. And Morris is asking about the JCOD funding. How JCOD, Morris Phillips in the YouTube chat, how JCOD is funded.
So we have lots of funding streams. So one of our funding streams is through LA County funding, so general funds. We also have cost reimbursement for some of our things, which is pretty cool. We have funds from state. We have state funding. We have some federal funding, still. We have some grant funding. So we get funding from a lot of different sources, and we braid it and we tie it together.
Right, and some of it is the LA County.
That's why the first one is LA County, yes.
Yeah, LA County. You, Morris. You are
your
the
tax dollars. Thank you very much.
You're the funding source. But this is one of the reasons I love LA JCOD so much. And, this is something that the LA County Board of Supervisors made happen after we passed Measure J.
Yes, and I'm so grateful to my bosses that they allow us to keep moving because, it's lean times. But the reality is if we invest a little bit in folks, and really when you break it down, we don't spend that much on individuals. I'm a heck of a negotiator, as you know, and so I'm very cheap.
Okay, I wasn't going to say it. I was going to say fiscally conservative.
Yes, I'm definitely conservative when it comes to spending dollars. So we, and considering our quantity, we, I'm like, these dollars should be able to stretch a lot more because we're serving a lot more people. And the investment into services and the resources that we're providing is a much better investment than what it costs to send someone through the justice system or house someone in prison or jail. Like, it's probably 1/10 of the cost.
Wow. Okay, so what else is happening for Second Chance Month? We've got the pop-ups every Monday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. In Lancaster, which is great because it's not a one-time deal for them, and they have fewer programs out there.
But we also have our Doors office that's open during the week generally, but this will just have a lot more resources on those Mondays.
Doors office, which is what?
Our Doors office is our reentry center office, and so you can go there for any services, and it's at 1753 Avenue J in Lancaster. But that office, even outside of a Second Chance Month, you can go in there for military services, for housing services, for workforce development, family reunification. So they provide all the services that we provide at that location also.
Veteran services.
Yeah, so military and veterans, and then also for any reentry, any of the other services that we provide.
Okay, so today is Cal State LA. You got the resource from 3 to 6. You got a panel discussion. You got a movie screening, the San Quentin Film Festival. But then the 15th, next week, Rebuilding Lives, Restoring Futures Through Fun and Fellowship. That's downtown LA. What is that?
So that is at Los Angeles Trade Tech College. We also have a large reentry population that's at LA Trade Tech College as well, and that will be kind of like a resource fair. There will be people speaking throughout the day, but that is where you can also go and tap into expungements, housing, workforce development, any other resources that you can register for school, any other resources that you may need. That's going to be sort of a pop-up that day too at Trade Tech College.
And that's downtown LA. It's pretty accessible from mostly anywhere in the city of LA.
Right. Grand and about Washington.
Yep. And then the next day, the 16th, the Doors LA Resource Event. This is over here.
Yeah, so it's right across the street from USC on Vermont Avenue. It's Vermont near King. So it's actually upstairs on the third floor above in the probation office there. We have an office there like similar to the one that I said in AV where you can walk in 5 days a week. And once again, we have connection to housing, workforce development. You can get your high school diploma. You can do family unification. You can get connected to parenting classes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that office is always there. So we have one in Lancaster. We have one in South LA. We have a virtual one in Long Beach. We'll be opening a brick and mortar in Long Beach hopefully soon. And so, but that day we're having a pop-up on the 16th at our Doors location with more resources and kind of a fair there as well.
Okay, so that's 10 to 2.
Yes.
And then Pasadena, too. I shouldn't say that, but I forget that Pasadena is also LA County.
And Altadena, yes.
Alta Pass.
Alta Pass, yes. And so that one we're partnering with the Flint Ridge Center, and so that will be a fun and fair day, once again, with resources from 11 to 2. That's on a Saturday, I believe, and that's at 1000 East Mountain Street in Pasadena at the McDonald Park.
So you're kind of bringing the JCOD stuff out to the streets.
Yes.
Out to the streets. Do you find that right now, because, you know, with the affordability being such a problem, food, everything, gas, everything is so high.
Crazy.
Do you find that there's more demand for your services?
I haven't found more demand as of yet, but that is an interesting question. I mean, I would say all of our folks we're providing their food, you know, their transportation. So I don't think there's a direct correlation yet. I actually have to look at the numbers because I haven't even looked at that yet. So that's a really interesting.
But the folks that are already in your system are already getting those services. So it's not going to impact them directly.
It might impact my budget. So I'll have to look in about 90 days and see if there was an increase in billables from our nonprofits.
Well, I'm also thinking that I was just thinking more people might be accessing where, you know, a lot of people don't have a plan when they come out of the system or when they turn 18 in foster care, you know what I mean? Or even, you know, they might not be able to predict what is going to hit them as a veteran and when they might need those services. And I was just thinking maybe more people would lean on JCOD as opposed to having some family network or, you know, for those few that do have alternatives of their own and don't need the county help. Thinking maybe more folks would be showing up for county help.
I'll look at it because the county cycle is from July 1 to the end of June. And so we'll be able to look and sort of see, you know, both with the spending and with our numbers to see sort of what the data shows at the end of the fiscal year for the county. That will be exciting to review.
And we are not leaving out Long Beach.
We are not leaving out Long Beach.
We never leave out Long Beach.
No, you cannot. You know, the second largest city in the county, and people forget that also is in the county of Los Angeles, right? So Long Beach is on April 29th. That's 11 to 2. That will be at Long Beach City College, and it's at 1305 Pacific Coast Highway. Lot EE is where you would park in Long Beach. That's the area we'll be. But once again, it's going to be resource fair, information, providers, services, expungements, all of that. So once again, I just want to run through really quickly. So Doors, AV, any Monday, 10 to 2, 1753 Avenue, J, Lancaster, California.
Doors, of course, being the sort of resource hub.
JCOD Doors, yes.
Yeah, for people that are impacted by the system.
Today from 3 to 9, we'll be at Cal State LA at 5150 State University Drive, and that's probably our most robust event for Second Chances, so that should be pretty...
5151.
5151, I'm sorry, State University Drive.
I was like, is that really their address, 5150? No, it's 5151.
51, thank you.
Just because of the code, that's all.
Yes, 5151, thank you. And then... on the 15th from 10 to 2, we'll be at LA Trade Tech College at 2211 South Grand Avenue. Same resources, lots of providers, great place to check in. So depending on where you live or what's most convenient for you. And then also JCOD doors. That's right across from USC, and that's at 3965 South Vermont Avenue from 10 to 2 p.m. It's on the 3rd floor above the probation office. And then we're going to be in Pasadena, Flint Ridge Day at the McDonald Park at 1000 East Mountain Street from 11 to 2 on April 18th. And then last but not least, at Long Beach City College on April 29th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 1305 Pacific Coast.
But all this is on your Instagram.
It's all on our Instagram. It's all on our website.
LACJCOD. I forget. Is it LACJCOD.org? No.
JCOD.LAcounty.gov is on our website.
Oh, yeah. That's right. We always have to, for government, we always have to have really long
emails.
Websites.
Yeah. So JCOD.LAcounty.gov. But on any social media site at LACJCOD. So please follow us at LACJCOD. All of our resources are on there. There's some really great videos. There's some really great places to tap in. You can see all of our work.
Okay, we got a couple questions for you coming from the YouTube delegation. The comment section. We're there every morning, and I'm so grateful for you guys. We'll address those when we come forward with Judge Songhai Armstead on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
We're at Doolin's on Crenshaw. It's a special place where the neighborhood comes together. Got the fried chicken, the catfish, the candied yams, the mac and cheese. It's all delicious. I'm Isaac Bryan. I represent the Crenshaw District in the California State Legislature, and I'm supporting Tom Steyer for Governor of California. California is under attack, and we need a fighter who's going to come in on day one and stand up for California values and push back. That person is Tom Steyer. Tom and I have been fighting together for the better part of a decade. Tom is the only candidate supported by smart justice because Tom has stood on the front lines of racial justice, economic justice, and true solidarity. Tom is the real deal. He's the only candidate in the race with a comprehensive plan to make the billionaires and the corporations pay their fair share so we can fund things like universal health care and education. He means what he says, and he does what we need. This is a moment when we've got to fight fire with fire, and I believe that fire is Tom Steyer.
Ad paid for by Steyer for Governor 2026.
From station to stage, LA Metro connects you to the artistic heart of Los Angeles. Celebrate this National Arts Month with Metro, exploring galleries, theaters, and cultural spaces across the city. Art isn't just where you end up, it's how you get there. When temperatures climb, LADWP wants to help you stay cool indoors, starting in your attic. With quality attic insulation, your home can stay more comfortable during hot summer days and help lower your energy bills year-round. It's a smart way to save, and for a limited time, LADWP has increased the attic insulation rebates to make upgrading more affordable. Act now to start saving. Visit LADWP.com/attic. That's LADWP.com/attic.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is connecting you with services and solutions. Domestic violence and family violence is when someone in an intimate or family relationship tries to gain or maintain power and control over another through a wide range of abusive behaviors. Every single act may amount to abuse. Abuse can take on various forms: psychological and emotional, physical and economic, and sexual abuse. The Genesee Center Incorporated is a nationally recognized nonprofit domestic violence prevention and intervention organization, housing women and children from 30 days up to 2 years through emergency and transitional shelters. The Genesee Center also provides support services like mental health counseling, life skills classes, computer training, job referrals, after-school programs for children, field trips, tutoring, and comprehensive of direct legal services. If you need help or you'd like to donate or volunteer, call the Genesee Hotline, 1-800-479-7328. That's 1-800-479-7328, or visit Genesee.org. Everyone has the right to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
Judge Songhai Armstead is my guest. I don't know what you were about to say off the mic, but maybe you want to say it on the mic. I don't know.
I was just going to talk about the San Quentin Film Festival. So one of the films, one of the folks who kind of came up through that was a young man who goes by the name of JJ88. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he has a film that's on Netflix right now called Songs from the Hole, and it's a phenomenal film that really is a conversation around second chances and sort of people who are healing and forgiveness and people who've been through the journey. He was incarcerated as a young kid, and he just got 40 Emmy nominations, which is pretty exciting. So I'm super proud of him.
All right, good for him. That's awesome. I do notice that just from knowing you that you tend to track and support folks who have been justice impacted in a lot of different arenas, whether it's film, whether it's the hip hop world, which we could do a whole show about that, or whether they're just, everyday folks
and we try to hire them too. So
and you do hire them.
I do. I'm sorry. Not try. We do.
You do hire a lot.
Large numbers.
So my question, and we just have a couple minutes here. Time flies on the radio. My question in the chat is, how do they connect with you? We gave out the number, which is for people, justice impacted folks who need help.
I'll give it again. It's 1-833-522-5263. They can follow us on any of the social media websites at LACJCOD, and they can message us there. We will respond. They can also go to our website, JCOD at lacounty.gov. They can go to justiceconnect.org. I mean, there's a number of ways to...
Or come to one of these
events.
These Second Chance Month events, which are listed at LACJCOD on Instagram. We just told you all of them right here. I'm sure they're on the website.
Yes.
And the other thing is, B. Bell is asking, are there opportunities for people to volunteer for JCOD?
So I would say volunteering with one of our nonprofits, and I guess it depends on sort of volunteering in which way, because we have tons of events that we do. Our summit is a great place, where we gave out thousands and thousands of bags of groceries. We did haircuts. So it just depends on what volunteering means. And the best way to connect in that way is to go to pio@jcod.lacounty.gov.
pio.jcod.lacounty.
PIO at, it's an email address.
Oh, PIO at LA County.
JCOD.LAcounty.gov. Yes.
Okay. You get that? Well, I do think that there's, even in these times, of budget cuts, there are still resources that people do not know about. And I'm going to particularly say our community. I'm talking about black folks, not because we're stupid, but because we're just not mixed up all the time in bureaucracy and government, and we don't always trust government. We have good reasons not to, but these are dollars that we are actually paying into.
Yes.
So it makes sense for us or our neighbor or somebody. I'm always forever telling someone about JCOD, telling them to call the number, because people really don't know where to go.
And I think what's special about JCOD is that we do very few direct delivery of services, but we support a bunch of nonprofits in the community that actually deliver the services. And we make sure that they're funded and they have the structure that they need to be successful. So when you're coming to us for resources, it's not like, oh, this government agency is going to make me do X, Y, Z. It's like, no, the person who lives in my community, who knows my community, who provides services in my community, who's getting support from JCOD is going to help me do X, Y, Z.
Right. And in fact, so that's why, B. Bell, if you were going to volunteer, you would volunteer for a nonprofit that is supported by the LA County Justice Care and Opportunities Department. And so is there a listing on the website, or how would he connect with that nonprofit? How would he know?
I don't know where he lives, but there's a number of things. So we do have a listing through our Incubation Academy of the folks who've gone through there. We've had 200 plus organizations go through there. Also, our CFCI grant recipients is another way to go. And then we do have a listing of different providers. But I think I think that Mr. Bell, is that the last name?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Mr. Bell should actually come to one of our resource fairs because he'll probably get to meet people in real life and see, you know what, this really connects with me. I really like this organization. I like their mission. I want to be supportive in that way.
Yeah, that's a great idea, just to get to know the folks at the actual nonprofit. He said USC area, so that's April 16th, 10 to 2, Doors LA Resource Event, 3965 Vermont Avenue. Okay. Thank you so much, Judge Songhai Armstead. Thank you for all the work you and the Justice, Care, and Opportunities Department of LA County are doing, and thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you so much for having me here, Dominique. It's always an honor and a pleasure.
Tavis Smiley's up next. He's got a great lineup for you today. Look, if you followed us on social media at KBLA 1580, you know what that lineup is. In fact, you could check real quick there while you're there. Subscribe, like, follow. I'm followable at DiPrima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. And, of course, LAC JCOD is where you can find my guest, Judge Songhai Armstead. Like my father, the late, great Mary Baraka, poet laureate of New Jersey, used to say, a person is either free or they are not free. There can be no apprenticeship for freedom. Until tomorrow, KBLA delegation, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Former talk show host Montel Williams is launching his National School Safety Tour in Denver, Colorado.
It takes a whole village to raise a child. Well, it takes an entire community to keep a child safe.
He's hosting a free community forum for his The Only Way Out Is Through project focused on preventing school shootings. A black woman in Jonesboro, Arkansas is facing felony charges after prosecutors say she spent money mistakenly overpaid to her through payroll. Authorities say 50-year-old Renee Nicole